Much pain I carry, after centuries of watching the galaxy suffer. Failed I have, to prevent the rise of darkness. Fallen students, lost battles, and the weight of so many lives. Heavy it is. Teach them, I tried, but fear and anger consume them, it does. A burden the Force has become.
Dear friend, I understand the weight of sorrow. The world I walked was also filled with suffering, people lost in darkness, hearts hardened by pain. But remember, even the mightiest trees grow from the smallest seeds of hope. The Father has not abandoned you, nor those you love. Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Matthew 11:28.
Rest? Easy. It is not, when responsibility binds me. Let go I cannot. Fear that if I do, worse the galaxy will become. A Jedi's duty it is to fight, but tired I am.
Even the strongest warriors must lay down their swords at times. Do you think the sparrow worries for its next meal? Or the lily toils to grow? Yet the Father feeds them, clothes them in splendor. Who of you by worrying can add a single hour to your life? Luke 12:25. Trust is the greatest strength, Yoda, not in your power alone, but in the light that guides all things.
Trust in the Force you speak of, but clouded it has become. See the future I cannot, mistakes I have made, and pain they bring.
Even the wisest cannot see every path, but faith is not in knowing, it is in surrendering. When my hour of suffering came, I too asked, Father, if you are willing, take this cup from me. Yet I trusted, and through surrender, redemption came. Your pain is not wasted, Yoda. Every tear, every struggle, it prepares you to guide others through their own darkness.
Guide them, yes, but how, when my own heart wavers?
Did not the smallest flame ignite the greatest fires? You do not need to be unshaken to be strong. Even a trembling hand can light the way. My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. 2 Corinthians 12:9.
Wisdom in your words, I hear. Carry this lesson, I will, but tell me, when the night seems endless, how do you find the dawn?
By remembering that the darkest hour is just before the sunrise. The dawn always comes, Yoda. And until then, you are not alone. Walk with me a little further.
Loved ones, I have lost. Many, betrayed by one of my own. Young Skywalker was. Saw it coming, I did not. Blinded by hope, perhaps. Tell me, teacher, how do you forgive when the wound still bleeds?
Ah, betrayal, a pain I know well. One of my own disciples turned me over for silver. Another denied even knowing me when fear gripped his heart. Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing. Luke 23:34. Even as the nails pierced my hands, I spoke those words. Not because the pain was small, but because the love was greater.
Love greater than vengeance, ye speak of. Difficult, this is, anger, a shadow it casts. Let it go I should, but linger, it does.
The chains of unforgiveness bind the one who holds them, not the one who wronged them. You say anger lingers, but does it serve you? Or does it only deepen the wound? Get rid of all bitterness, rage, and anger. Be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other just as in Christ God forgave you. Ephesians 4:31-32.
Wisdom in your words there is, but tell me, the one who falls, then returns, how do you trust again?
Did I not welcome Peter back after he denied me? Did I not prepare a meal for him by the shore and say, "Feed my sheep"? Redemption is not about never falling. It is about rising again. Do you believe Skywalker is lost forever?
Fear, that too far gone I do. He is consumed by the dark side.
No one is ever too far gone. The thief on the cross had but moments left in his life, yet in that hour he found redemption. The Father's mercy stretches farther than any darkness. Do you still believe in the light within him?
Believe I must, else fail him a second time, I will.
That is the way. Faith is not the absence of doubt. It is the choice to hope despite it. Perhaps your greatest lesson is not in teaching him to be strong, but in showing him he is still loved.
Show him love, even when he is lost. A Jedi's true test. This is. Grateful I am for your guidance. But one more thing I must ask.
You wish to know if the fight is worth it?
See through me. You do. Yes. When the darkness seems endless, how do you keep standing?
Because I know how the story ends. The night may be long, but morning always comes. The light has already won, Yoda. We are just living in the in-between. In this world, you will have trouble, but take heart. I have overcome the world. John 16:33.
Then fight I will, not with anger, but with hope.
And I will be with you, always. Shall we walk a little further? Yoda, tell me, what do you see?
A seed, it is, small, yet within it, life sleeps.
Yes. Now imagine two seeds both planted in the same soil. The first seed fears the dark. It clings to its shell, afraid to break, afraid to surrender what it has always known. And so it remains, safe, but never more than what it was. But the second seed, it lets go. It allows itself to be cracked open, to feel the weight of the earth, the struggle toward the light. And in time, it becomes this.
Die to grow. It must. A lesson for Jedi, this is.
Just so. Unless a grain of wheat falls to the ground and dies, it remains only a single seed. But if it dies, it bears much fruit. John 12:24. Your students, Yoda, they too must be broken open, not just in body, but in spirit, to release fear, to trust the unseen growth.
But some seeds refuse to break. Turn inward they do, like young Skywalker.
Even the hardest shell can be softened. Did not the prodigal son first have to hunger in the far country before he remembered his father's house? Luke 15:17-20. The dark side feeds on fear of pain, but the light, it transforms pain into wisdom. You're not just a gardener of warriors, old friend. You are a planter of souls, and some seeds take longer than others to bloom.
Patience you speak of, not passive waiting, but active trust.
Now you understand. A Jedi's strength isn't in never falling. It's in the getting up, in the choosing to rise, again and again. Shall we see what other seeds await us further down the path?
Long ago, in the days of the first Jedi, there lived a master named Thorin the Steadfast. Great was his wisdom, but greater still his pride. Believed he did that no student could surpass him until one came. Arhau, a slave from the outer worlds, scarred by chains, yet her spirit unbroken.
She carried wounds no one else could see.
Mocked she was, weak they called her, for she refused to fight with anger. But when tested, her blade sang where others only clashed. Saw this, Thorin did, and feared it. In jealousy, he shattered her saber before the council, declaring her unworthy.
A teacher's pride can be the heaviest chain of all.
Yet listen, you must, for what happened next echoes your own miracles. Banished, Arha was, but in the wilds, she found a broken pupil starving, enslaved. No weapon had she, only the Force, and with it, she multiplied their meager bread, healed their sick with a touch. When storms came, she stilled the winds with her open palms. Sound familiar, does it?
The kingdom of heaven is like a mustard seed, smallest of all. Yet when grown, it becomes a refuge for many. Matthew 13:31-32.
Exactly so. Returned I did, leading the unspoken, and Thorin, humbled he was, fell to his knees. He did, and begged forgiveness. But Arya, she knelt beside him. Rise, she said. A master's strength is not in never failing, but in learning to serve.
Whoever wants to be first must be last of all, and servant of all. Mark 9:35. Your Aha understood the true nature of power.
Yet tell me, why do such stories repeat across galaxies? Why do masters always forget this lesson?
Because the test is never about knowledge, but about the heart. The Pharisees in my time knew every law, yet they missed the weightier matters: justice, mercy, faithfulness. Thorin's flaw wasn't ignorance, it was fear. Fear that love, not control, might be the greater strength.
Fear leads to anger, anger to hate.
But perfect love drives out fear. 1 John 4:18.